What was your strategy to develop the game in just 7 days? Because that's not a lot of time.
Our strategy is a very big word for what we have.
Do you think that having an artist would have changed anything?
You won't have to put so many animations on the zombies.
Yeah.
Went through like 10 videos. I had the whole 5 stages of Lost, and I think that's the only reason why it kind of worked. Because the game is kind of supposed to look
like that.
bad.
Yeah.
I spent 2 hours making doors. I don't know if I mentioned
Yeah.
it. That was probably like...
Hi gamers and developers, and welcome to another GDT vlog. On today's vlog we're going to talk about Dungeon Crawler, and we have 2 teams participating in this jam. This is Team 2. This is the first team we're going to interview, so you might see Team 2 first, then Team 1 later. And I'm just gonna explain a little bit about the jam, and then I'll let the guys introduce themselves. This jam is essentially a game development challenge to make a first-person grid-based dungeon crawler game in just 7 days. The game these guys made is called Labyrinth of Death, and I'm gonna let them talk first about their roles and their names, so please.
My name is Carlos Marques. I was a programmer on the game. Since we are no artists, I guess I'm the technical artist because I implemented all the assets we got.
My name is Afonso Nunes, and I was also just in programming. I didn't delve too much into art stuff. It's not my forte.
So they were all programmers. This was a team of 4 people, and here we have Carlos and Afonso. Then we had also Gonçalo Vidal and Tomás Nascimento. Gonçalo Vidal also worked on level design, so 4 programmers and 1 programmer working also on level design.
So Labyrinth of Death is like a dungeon crawler, and while we were thinking of like what dungeon crawlers to make, I've been playing so much Resident Evil that just kind of popped up into my head because there are all the similar mechanics. They're like the inventory and puzzles and such. So we just kind of went from there and made like a survival horror dungeon crawler and put a spin on it instead of like a more fantasy RPG or something.
How did you implement the duality theme?
So basically, our first world where the player is in is like a spooky mansion, like the first Resident Evil, but there are like portals, some which are visible like in the save rooms, other which are like impromptu, you just get teleported and you get to another dimension which has a very similar layout, but like the walls and the floor and the ceiling are all flashy and such and look more creepy.
Okay, so this one I'm gonna ask Afonso. What was your strategy to develop the game in just 7 days? Because that's not a lot of time.
Our strategy is a very big word for what we have. Well, mainly we divided the tasks by whatever each member wanted to do. For example, Gonçalo wanted to delve more into the design of the levels. I wanted to work more on the AI of enemies. Tomás was just anything that he could get his hands on. And Carlos basically filled the holes where we needed him to. And so our strategy was mainly each one of us has a task and we gotta get that done.
So how much did you actually develop from this game? How many levels do you have?
It's just like the 2 maps, which are like identical, but there are like 3 puzzles. There's one where you need to get, first all you see as like a keypad, so you need to get a card with a code. You can go to the door, there's like another where there's like debris covering a path, so you need to go to the other dimension and pull a lever. And the final one, there's like a bookshelf where you need to put 3 books in, so you need to collect the books and you need to put them in the bookshelf. And that supposedly unlocks the end of the game. We didn't have a lot of time to play tests.
So in regards to the jam, what did you learn throughout the jam?
I had never done enemy AI. I actually think I did a decent job at it. And I found a lot of stuff that was new for me. And I also tried to get my skills better in animation, like putting the animation working on the zombie, which I hope I never have to do that for a long time, but it's just wishful thinking, but I did learn it, so yeah.
As for me, I had to learn a lot about UI in Unity because you can like click an item. So basically, our UI, the game runs on a screen and there's like a bunch of UI.
Yeah.
So I hit like get a camera to render the game being played to this like square on the UI. So get it so I can click it to pick up items, but also the items I can drag and drop to different slots and to the item box and back to the screen so you can drop them on the floor.
Okay, so my next question, on regards to that and everything, what would you have done differently on this game jam?
There were a lot of times in which I would be making my thing, and then I would receive like a message in the chat, like asking for stuff, and I was like, "Oh, we're doing this as well. Oh, okay." Just complete. It was like I was a bit out of the thing.
So team
sometimes.
communication, right?
It was a little bit. Also, I it's already been pointed out to me, and I think it's true, but I didn't realize it until the night before we had to figure the project then, was that I got so immersed in the idea that I had to make like a good enemy, like something that was good, that I put all of my time into that, because I wanted him to have like a range of vision, a range of detection. I wanted him to move good, that his animations would look good, and just all of that. It took me a lot more time than I should have put it into the enemy.
Now, I know you didn't have an artist, of course, but I think your game looks great anyway. So, what can you tell me was missing in your team? Do you think that having an artist would have changed anything?
You won't have that to put so many animations on the zombie. Maybe you still would have used like assets for a PS1 style, but there was maybe someone who could help us like make the level and the game look overall prettier, or make the UI just not basic Unity shapes.
Okay.
I think that's the only reason why it kind of worked, because the game is kind of supposed to look
like that.
It gives the nostalgia. That's the only reason why it worked. Because if we were trying to make an actual like good horror, grotesque looking game, those colors didn't work. This didn't work.
It's true. It's true.
No.
So, what were your worst moments during the jam?
I spent 2 hours making doors. I don't know if I mentioned
Yeah.
That was probably like, why aren't the doors working? And as I said, to change like the canvas.
I spent so much time trying to figure out the animations. I went through like 10 videos. I had the whole 5 stages of Lost, and I did not enjoy it.
So, on to a more positive note, what were your best moments during the jam?
I just like making stuff look crappy like a PS1 game. Just finding all the way like, how can I make this look crappy?
Yeah.
Just lower the model size, just do this to the textures, apply this shader, run the low resolution, whatever.
Well, the first one is very quick, is when I actually got the zombie to detect the player.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, this is working. It's like 2 tries, it never happens. It's like 2 tries, boom, it's detecting the player. I was like, oh my god.
I'm a genius.
How did that happen? No idea. And then the second one is kind of ironic, because it began with a very bad thing. It was like 2 a.m. at the night, at the morning, 2 a.m. at the morning that we had to get the project. Then Gonzalo sent me a text saying, "Hey man, zombies aren't working." I was like, okay. And I just for 1 hour, I was just trying to get the zombies to work. I didn't realize what I was doing. Then I saw like 1 sentence.
This next question is more of a personal question, and I'm gonna say that I love horror games and I love retro games, so I love the style of your game. I opened it and I thought, this is my jam. And I'm gonna ask you, what was it like making a horror game? Because I don't think we do a lot of horror games here in GDT, so yeah, it's kind of a different genre.
I don't know, we just kind of stuck spooky music and a zombie with blood. We didn't really think that much about atmosphere, because it's not something we could really think of. We were thinking more like survival horror mechanics, like low ammo, healing items, combining items, managing inventory and such.
Okay.
And sadly, we didn't really have time to balance all that and make it as we wanted.
So, do you guys want to keep developing the game?
We thought about it, but not really. It's a neat idea, but like we basically have to like restart, and there's so much to do. And
It has charm when games are short, I think.
yeah, but we didn't really want to expect like a long-term project. We were like, oh, like, let's like take 3 months, let's submit it to like a competition or something, make something short but polished. But we ended up not really having the willpower to do it because you kind of want to move on to other jams, other projects. We're already busy anyways.
I think the game is good. And by the comments that we got, it definitely has like potential and people were enjoying it, even if it had all the bugs. And they moved very, very slowly.
Yeah.
But the people were actually enjoying it, and we got very nice comments of people like asking us if that what we should implant and what we should correct. But I think that for us, and we could see it from most of the people, the game gave us what could give us. Like we learned what we could learn, and to be now. The game is not the best structure. We would have to, like also, we would have to go back to the beginning. Especially, I would have to go back to the beginning because that code is so bad. So rushed. Just, I don't think it would be benefiting for us to
implement it.
To polish it.
Yeah, I agree with you. And like I mentioned, I think games that are short have charm to it. And essentially, it's a horror game. So horror games typically there are a lot of horror games who are short and very nice. And so I agree with you. So my last question for you guys is, can you give any advice to the viewers?
Be careful when scoping your project. Scoping is kind of hard to me because I'm currently unemployed, so I have a lot more free time than the others. I have like a lot of less things happening. So everyone else usually has less free time, like more stuff coming up that they didn't anticipate.
What about you, Afonso?
I think it would be really on what we talked before, which is like just even if you have a job and you want it to be really good, just be careful with that.
Yeah.
Because you need to try to see the big picture before you only see the little thing that you're doing right now.
Yeah.
Especially in jams because you have very little time to what you would like to do. And if I've been in a couple of jams, in a good few jams, and I know that whenever I try to work, I like it to be good.
Yeah.
It's my work. But I also have to. Everyone has that feeling. But we should always give more space to just, okay, I'm doing this, even if it's not the best thing that I've ever done in my life, and it's not my Mona Lisa, maybe I should just move on for a little bit.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I think that's a good advice because sometimes you don't need to make everything perfect. You can work on it later if you want, and that's actually motivation for you to keep working on your games and keep working on your job and doing things to be better. This is the end of the vlog, so thank you guys for coming, and as always, thank you for watching, and please check our other social medias, check our Instagram, our website, our other videos, our vlogs, our monthly sessions, everything, because it's all so nice, everything is such a nice content, so please check it all, and yeah, thanks for watching, bye!